Welcome to Watchat, where we chat about watches and other facts of life. Today's life lesson is never judge a book by its cover unless it has spelling errors and a synopsis of what you don't like. So, what about the Rolex Airking? The 116900 is Rolex's latest design of the Airking, which pays a tribute to the first watch that flew across Mount Everest in extreme weather conditions. You can say that it is probably the black sheep in the family. It does, after all, has a black dial. To understand the design of this watch, you must first know where it came from. In 2014, Rolex announced its support to the Bloodhound supersonic car that attempts to set a new speed record of 1000 miles per hour. Rolex designed the speedometer and chronograph on the dashboard. The 116900 draws inspiration from them. In case you are wondering what happened to the Bloodhound project, the company backing the project, Bloodhound Program Limited, went to liquidation in 2018 and the project was axed in December that year. That was why many thought that Rolex would probably discontinue the 116900. However, in March 2019, it was announced that Grafton LSR Limited took over the project and ownership of the vehicle in attempt to save the project. So maybe there's still hope to hit that 1000 miles per hour benchmark, and I digress. When I first saw this watch on the catalogue, on the ads and online, I thought to myself that this might be the most hideous looking Rolex I've seen. But when I saw the actual watch, my feelings towards it evolved into disbelief. I couldn't believe that this watch was actually pretty good looking. If you have seen other videos and write-ups about this watch, many would agree with me that this is a solid, quirky and handsome piece. So what changed my view? Is its dimension. The 116900 is measured at 40mm in diameter, and that was enough to change the entire scale of the watch and tip the balance from ew to wow. The watch is also measured at 12.9mm thick and 49.5mm lug to lug. It has a solid case, not a maxi case, made out of 904L steel, making the case not only a solid watch protecting what is inside but also providing a handsome curve and cuts. The lugs are brush finish on the front but the case is polish finish on the side. It has a smooth bezel that is polish finish. The crown on this watch is a screw-down crown that is signed with the Rolex crown on it. It has a 100-meter water resistance. There is no crown guards on the watch, which gives it a clean look. Though this may be an Oyster Perpetual per se, it is quirkier, more handsome and a sportier Oyster Perpetual. That's because Rolex considers the Oyster Perpetual a classic watch, but the Airking a professional watch. It has the Rolex reverse triangle at the 12 o'clock, which you will only find it in their professional models. It also has the Mercedes design hour hand and pencil design minute hand, which you will only see it in their professional models as well. Lastly, is that lollipop design seconds hand that has a lume on it, which you also only see them in the professional model. The dial on the watch is less busy as one would think that it is. You need to see this in person to believe it, because it has a 40mm diameter. The words and numerals are not all crammed into it, but rather seen a little more spread out. The indices on the watch has a 5-minute interval numerals painted white in contrast with a matte looking black dial. The 12 o'clock marker has Rolex version of the applied reverse triangle, whilst the 3, 6 and 9 markers are applied Arabic numerals. I don't know if it's just me, but I find that the 3, 6 and 9 indices here are a tad bigger than those in the Rolex Explorer. That is why I do not think they are recycled indices from the Rolex Explorer. All of the applied indices and hands, including the second hands that is painted in green, are made out of white gold. Rolex Chromolite are applied at the 12 o'clock and all its hands. It has the classic Airking logo just below off-center of the watch, drawing lineage from its roots, and the superlative chronometer official certified words all painted in white. Whereas the top part of this watch has a painted on yellow coronet. If you look carefully, you will notice how the word Rolex that is beneath the coronet is raised a little due to the thick green glossy paint, and beneath that is the Oyster Perpetual painted in white. The rehaut is engraved with the words Rolex all around. All of these are vividly displayed under Rolex sapphire crystal that does not have anti-reflective coating. Underneath all of this is Rolex in-house automatic caliber movement 3131, which has a ±2 seconds precision per day. It has a hacking seconds function but no date on this watch. This is a time-only watch. A very good looking time-only watch. It has a paramagnetic parachrome blue hairspring which gives it a similar anti-magnetism like the Rolex Mille Gauss, i.e. 1000 Gauss. The Paraflex anti-shock system here offers better stability in temperature variations and is 10 times more precise than a traditional hairspring. It has a 48 hours of power reserve. The lug width here is 20mm, thereby giving you plenty of options when it comes to changing straps. The solid bracelet here is brush finish with its side being polish finish. It has screw pins instead of pin sleeve. The clasp here is a folding oyster clasp with the 5mm easy link. The quality on this clasp is pretty thick and good. My thoughts on this watch? This is a unique piece, an unpopular one, which makes it even more unique. You really need to see this in person to appreciate it, and I believe I've said that more than once. The quadruple color factor, the Rolex corporate color, and the 5-minute interval numerals makes it unmistakably the Airking when spotted. I really like the contrast it gives when one wears it together with formal wear. It's quirky and elegant at the same time. It has character. Although it's 12.9mm thick, it can still fit under those tight cuffs. My only complaint on this watch is its center of gravity. Let me explain. The watch is weighed 152 grams. To put that into perspective, my Seiko Sumo SPB103J1 here has an additional 5mm in diameter, it's the same in height, and has an additional 3.1mm lug to lug, but it's measured only 36 grams heavier. In other words, the mass per cubic millimeter on the Airking is about the same with the Seiko Sumo, or slightly heavier. I think. I'm not a physics specialist, but all I can say is that when I wear the Airking, which has a flat closed case back glued onto my wrist, with no room to breathe, about 5 hours or so, I have to take the watch out to stretch my wrist due to wrist fatigue. However, I've never felt that with my Seiko Sumo. Anyway, if you'd like to check out my review on the Seiko Sumo, I'll put a link in the description below. So what did I do to overcome that predicament? I changed it to a rubber strap. This totally took the edge away and solved my wrist fatigue problem. The rubber strap makes the watch look even more sporty and casual. Love the matching black and the green. If you ask me which one looks best with the Airking, I would have to say the bracelet. Anyway, if you like this kind of video, please like, share, comment and subscribe to support me, and I'll really appreciate it and promise to upload more videos like this. Until the next one, thank you for watching.